I'm falling for the girl who's counting down the days until I leave. I couldn't help but stare at my childhood friend because, Jesus, where did the little boyish monkey go? The only thing that stayed the same was the freckles on her nose from refusing sunscreen before jumping in the river. Your parents hired me to train you, she said, without even a hello. Monday inventory, Tuesday orders. Don't touch the register without me. Ouch, cold for old friends. Hey, it's great seeing you again. First, you're weeding the back garden. Can't sell flowers if they're choked by weeds. 3 hours later, I was on my hands and knees, pulling weeds until my fingers went raw. She pointed at spots I missed. Do it right or do it again. I looked up at her with that clipboard and thought, what happened to the kid who cried when she wasn't allowed at my house? Fine, whatever. I didn't need that friendship anyway. I do the bare minimum and get back to Boston when my parents returned. Easy. Or so I thought. I broke a $200 orchid, snapping the stem while everyone stared like I'd performed dark magic. Then next day, told our neighbor's wife about the anniversary flowers her husband secretly reserved. Julie fixed that while I apologized for an hour. When I mixed up inventory so badly she stayed until midnight fixing it, I was done. I quit. This isn't for me. You were away 10 years. You think you'd be good right away? She had that same fire from when boys said girls couldn't climb trees. If you really want to quit, fine. So I did, sitting around watching her work. But that's when I saw it. Her patience with annoying customers. How she touched each flower like it was alive. You know this place almost closed, an older woman told me. But she rebuilt it, kept it running when the parents couldn't, took care of them too. That stung. Knowing how quickly I gave up after everything she went through, I got up, put the apron back on, took over a customer with a smile. Julie blinked, surprised. Finally handled a whole rushed order perfectly. 5 bouquets, no mistakes. Not terrible, she said with a light smile. But just as things started getting better, that night, after working on a massive shipment, I watched her place a gold star on the day I was supposed to leave, like she was counting down to Christmas. I finally opened my mouth. I gotta ask, why do you keep acting like you want me gone so badly? She paused. Because that's what you do. You leave. What's that supposed to mean? She laughed, suddenly looking at me with a pained expression. It's just that you left for college without a word. No text, no call. Your mom found out from the neighbors who saw you leave. I mean, who does that? Her tone grew more frantic. Every holiday, every birthday, you always had somewhere more important to be. Don't you feel bad for your parents? I stood up, suddenly angry at the harsh question. Well, why do you care so much about my parents? She glared at me. You didn't, so someone had to. Thunder rolled outside and the power flickered while we stared invisible lasers at each other. Julie, what the heck happened to you? Why are you suddenly so cold to everyone but me? All because I left for college? You think this is about college? She laughed bitterly. We were friends, sure. Best friends until sophomore year when you decided I was too embarrassing. In case you forgot, you avoided me. Pretended not to know me in the halls, she yelled. Remember when your little girlfriend called me dirt boy and you laughed? I was young, I said, my chest tightening from guilt. So was I. She took a deep breath and pulled out a crumpled yellowed paper from her wallet and unfolded it carefully. A paper ring. You gave this to me when you were 10 and I was 8. You wore it for a week, calling me wife as a joke. Then you threw me to the side in high school and left without a word. And then I flew out to Boston to see you. Bring you back and fix things between us. But then I saw you at a coffee shop laughing along with some blonde girl and I thought, what would you ever want to do with a boyish girl stuck in the same small town like me? She threw the paper ring in the trash in front of me and said calmly, close the shop. Say goodbye to your parents for once, and then leave. For good this time. She ran out just as the rain started falling. The next morning, my parents talked through the door right on schedule. We're home! The paper ring sat on the counter where I'd fished it from the trash, smoothed out but still crumpled. Mom gasped when she saw it. Oh, did Julie finally confess? She doesn't like me like that, Mom. Dad sighed. Son, she's been in love with you since she was 8. And you liked her too, right? You even asked me to help you make that paper ring. He laughed. But that's a little crumpled up now. This one will be better. He pulled out a velvet box with grandmother's ring still neatly standing, unworn for decades. I have a flight to catch, I told them, sounding more like a reminder to myself. Propose or not, leave or stay. No plan is ever certain. Toughest part of being an adult, Mom smiled gently. So I took my flight back to Boston, watching our town shrink below, holding hands with Julie as she slept against my shoulder, my grandmother's ring catching the sunlight, bringing back a bit of my hometown life with me.